February 5th, 2016. The world woke to an audacious crime. $1 billion gone, vanished from the Bangladesh Bank, one of the most secure institutions in the world. Stolen not with guns and masks, but with keystrokes and code. This wasn't just a robbery, it was a digital heist for the ages. A brazen act that exposed the vulnerability of a world increasingly reliant on the internet. The target, the New York Federal Reserve Bank, where Bangladesh kept a significant portion of its foreign currency reserves. The weapon malware, carefully crafted and silently deployed. The perpetrators, ghosts in the digital machine, their identities shrouded in mystery. The scale of the theft was staggering, dwarfing any previous cybercrime. It sent shockwaves through the financial world. How could this happen? How could such a massive sum vanish into the digital ether? And who were the masterminds behind this audacious attack? The Bangladesh Bank, entrusted with safeguarding the nation's wealth, believed its systems were impenetrable. They were wrong. The hackers breached the bank's security weeks before the heist, gaining access through compromised credentials, most likely stolen from a bank employee. Like phantoms in the system, they moved silently, studying the bank's operations, learning their routines. They planted their malicious code, waiting for the opportune moment. Their target, the SWIFT network, the global financial artery that facilitates trillions of dollars in transactions daily. SWIFT, a system built on trust and security, became the hacker's weapon. By manipulating SWIFT codes, they could initiate fraudulent transfers, moving money across borders with the click of a button. The stage was set for a heist of unprecedented scale. The hackers, emboldened by their success, grew bolder. They initiated over 35 fraudulent transfer requests through the SWIFT system, aiming to steal nearly $1 billion from the Bangladesh Bank's account at the New York Federal Reserve. The money was routed to accounts in the Philippines, carefully chosen for their lax banking regulations. The funds landed in the hands of money launderers, ready to be washed and disappear into the global financial system. The scheme, audacious in its complexity and scale, seemed foolproof. The hackers had planned for every contingency, covered their tracks with meticulous care, but even the most meticulous plans can unravel. A single, seemingly insignificant error would expose the entire operation. The hackers, in their haste to cover their tracks, made a crucial mistake, a typo. In one of the transfer requests, they misspelled foundation, writing foundation instead. This seemingly innocuous error would prove to be their undoing. The typo raised red flags at Deutsche Bank, one of the intermediary banks processing the transfer. Suspicious, they contacted the Bangladesh Bank to confirm the transaction. The jig was up. The Bangladesh Bank, alerted to the suspicious activity, swung into action. They managed to stop most of the transfers, but it was too late. Over $81 million had already been siphoned off, disappearing into the labyrinthine Philippine financial system. The hunt for the perpetrators began. Cybersecurity experts from around the world joined forces, determined to unravel the digital trail and bring the criminals to justice. But the hackers were ghosts, their identities hidden behind layers of code and proxies. Analysis of the malware revealed a high degree of sophistication. This was not the work of amateurs. The code was clean, efficient and deadly, suggesting the involvement of nation-state actors. The hackers had meticulously covered their tracks, but they left behind digital breadcrumbs. Forensic analysis pointed to a group known as Lazarus Group, believed to be operating with the support of the North Korean government. The evidence against North Korea, while circumstantial, was compelling. Lazarus Group had been linked to previous cyber attacks, including the infamous Sony Pictures hack in 2014. The group's modus operandi matched the sophistication and brazenness of the Bangladesh Bank heist. North Korea, facing crippling international sanctions, had a motive. The stolen funds could be used to finance the regime's illicit activities or prop up its struggling economy. However, concrete proof remained elusive. North Korea vehemently denied any involvement, dismissing the accusations as a smear campaign orchestrated by its enemies. The US government, however, remained convinced of North Korea's culpability, indicting several North Korean nationals in connection with the heist. The investigation led investigators to the Philippines, where the stolen money had been laundered through casinos and junket operators. The Philippine government, initially reluctant to cooperate, came under intense international pressure to track down the funds. Despite their best efforts, the money trail ran cold. Millions of dollars vanished into thin air, likely spirited away by criminals skilled in the art of money laundering. The trail, once promising, led to dead ends and unanswered questions. The recovered funds, a paltry sum compared to the amount stolen, were returned to Bangladesh. But the bulk of the loot remained elusive, a testament to the hackers' cunning and the challenges of pursuing cybercriminals across international borders. The Bangladesh bank heist was a wake-up call for the world. It exposed the vulnerabilities of the global financial system in the digital age. Banks, once considered impenetrable fortresses, were now vulnerable to attacks from anywhere in the world. The heist highlighted the growing threat of state-sponsored cybercrime, where nations, driven by economic or geopolitical motives, employ hackers as weapons in the digital realm. The lines between espionage, sabotage, and outright theft were blurring. The world had entered a new era of global shadow wars, where battles were fought not on land, sea, or air, but in the digital realm, with code as the weapon and data as the prize. The Bangladesh bank heist remains one of the most audacious and perplexing cybercrimes in history. The audacity of the attack, the sophistication of the hackers, and the disappearance of the stolen funds continue to fascinate and frustrate investigators. The heist serves as a stark reminder of the evolving nature of crime in the 21st century. In an increasingly interconnected world, the battleground is digital, the adversaries often invisible, and the stakes higher than ever before. The billion-dollar question remains: who are the masterminds behind the heist, and where is the missing money? Until these questions are answered, the Bangladesh bank heist will continue to cast a long shadow over the digital world.